welcome back to EFD and Scout Report. With the Premier League about to start, we're looking at 5 players who'll be making their debut this season. 5. Callum Paterson. Starting with somewhat of an unknown quantity, Cardiff City's Callum Paterson is getting ready to make his Premier League debut this season after a successful first campaign with the club. The 23-year-old moved to the Welsh capital in 2017 from Heart of Midlothian as a defender. But Neil Warnock had a stroke of genius when he moved the underperforming right back into midfield, where he went on to solve the Bluebirds' lack of goals from midfield. Patterson's transformation saw him become Cardiff's top goalscorer with 10 goals in the Championship. Adding 4 assists to his impressive tally, the Scotsman was voted Young Player of the Season by City's faithful. Coming off 2 promotions in 2 years, Patterson's confidence will be sky high. But the jump from the Championship to the Prem will be difficult, and his 48% pass success rate could cause concern now sitting in a midfield in the English top flight. While his attacking prowess has been an exciting addition to Warnock's side, which has benefited from his 1.1 key passes per 90, his output will probably drop against tougher opposition, as Cardiff will enter most games on the back foot. Warnock explained Patterson's rejuvenation, saying, "When I signed him, I knew he would score 6 or 7 goals, but I didn't know he couldn't defend." So, while his new look entry into the Premier League is exciting, Patterson's lack of defensive ability and output of 1.1 tackles and only 0.5 interceptions per 90 will need to increase, even from midfield. 4. Lucas Torreira. As Arsenal enter the upcoming season with a new manager for the first time in 22 years, Gooners will be hoping that the 22-year-old Lucas Torreira isn't the only newcomer to have a stellar first season at the Emirates. Moving from Sampdoria this summer, the defensive midfielder enters an area of the field Arsenal have failed to fill adequately for years. Unai Emery will be hoping that the Uruguayan will fill the gaps in midfield, correcting spaces and cutting out passes between the lines in the defensive phase. In Serie A, his pass success rate sits at a promising 87%, the same as Xhaka in the Prem. Getting dispossessed once per 90 minutes in Serie A compared to Xhaka, who only loses the ball 0.5 times a match, is less positive. However, we'd expect to see this plummet for Torreira in the Prem, as Arsenal see on average 10% more of the ball than Sampdoria do. Maintaining possession will be high up on the debutant's list of priorities, and he'll be aiming to replace Xhaka in the starting lineup, who hasn't been the most reliable for the Gunners. Torreira will hope to be a commanding presence, who won't be bullied off the ball. Currently he wins 53% of his duels, the same output as Busquets, and trumping Xhaka, who wins just 43%. He also tops the leaderboard with 2 successful tackles per 90, compared to Xhaka's 1.5. Only reaching 5'6", Torreira is surprisingly strong, commits 1.3 fouls per 90, unsurprisingly less than racked up by Xhaka. So hopefully he'll calm down the midfield as well as add some much needed bite to Arsenal's squad this season. 3. Ryan Sessegnon. 18-year-old Ryan Sessegnon grabbed headlines this season as he became the first Championship player to be nominated for the PFA Young Player of the Year award after an impressive season with Fulham. Having first joined the Cottagers for their under-9s, Sessegnon entered the limelight as his goal threat from fullback led to comparisons to Alaba, Cole and Gareth Bale. The teenager offered a goal contribution every 0.5 games, with 20 goals and 8 assists in the Championship last season. His debut into the Prem is exciting, and Fulham fans will be hoping that he can maintain his goal-scoring form and keep being a creative figure in their squad. In 44 league matches, he contributed a huge 49 chances for his teammates. But his stats one-on-one might need to improve, as Fulham's attractive style of play will be met with much tougher competition this season. Winning only 30% of tackles but beating 50% of his opponents in take-ons, Sessegnon's entry into the First Division will be demanding, especially with the hype surrounding the youngster. He has a lot to live up to. We're excited to see how he fares, as the CIES named the Englishman as the 10th most promising teenager in world football. So the pressure really is on. Linked with some big clubs in the window, including Tottenham and Manchester United, Fulham have managed to keep their hands on their star player. Currently valued at €40.8 million, a heftier price tag than attained by Premier League proven Oxlade-Chamberlain a year ago, a good debut season could see his stock rise considerably. 2. Jorginho. From the beginning of the window, Jorginho's move from Italy to England looked nailed on, as his transfer to Man City was virtually done and dusted before Chelsea confirmed Sarri as their new manager and hijacked the deal to reunite the 26-year-old with his Napoli coach. While it shocked everyone, including Pep Guardiola, the move shouldn't be too startling, as Jorginho has been absolutely pivotal in front of the back four in the development of Sarri ball. Last season in Serie A, he made more passes than any other player, with almost 3,000 passes over the course of the term, an average of a pass every 50 seconds, and completing an impressively high success rate of 89.5%. And we expect him to play the same anchor role for Chelsea, as Sarri has already tested him out in pre-season. While future teammate Kante is resting from his busy World Cup campaign, Jorginho has been working hard. In 45 minutes against Perth, the Italian completed 98 passes in 45 minutes. That is 2 passes a minute. So we're anticipating that Sarri will replicate his midfield three at Stamford Bridge, and it looks bright for Chelsea fans as Jorginho's dominance in front of a four-man defence has seen him average 3.8 tackles and interceptions per 90. This output will free up Kante to play in a more dynamic role where he could recreate some of his spectacular World Cup form. Winning fewer of his duels than the world champion, Jorginho comes away from just 38.6% of battles with the ball. He does, however, create more chances, averaging 1.7 per 90, proving that he has a lot of depth to his game and should suit the Premier League. While we are excited to see how Jorginho adapts to life in London, it's Sarri's development that's intriguing us more, as we look forward to his first season in England and how he can transform Conte's squad and system into his own. 1. Alisson. Few have been busier this transfer window than Jurgen Klopp, who's gone from bargain hunter to big spender as Liverpool's squad hope to challenge for the title this season with a summer bill of £164 million. And one of the most exciting moves for Liverpool fans is the signing of former Roma stopper Alisson. The acquisition of the 25-year-old was a vital signing for the Reds after their string of underperforming keepers came to an all-time low when Karius cost them the Champions League. With a convincing body between the sticks, the season looks bright in Merseyside, and Alisson's stats prove he's a definite upgrade. Alisson's distribution accuracy sits at an impressive 83%, 10% higher than Karius managed last campaign. In Serie A, he's been conceding 0.7 goals per 90 on average, the same let in by David De Gea, arguably the Prem's best stopper. Matching the Spaniard with saves per goal as well, Alisson has been making 3.4 saves for every goal he concedes, compared to Karius' 2 saves per goal, as Alisson also concedes less than a goal a game. Most importantly for the Anfield regulars, who will still be having nightmares of Karius' mistakes, the ex-Roman has made 0 errors leading to goal. Having spent €67 million on the goalkeeper, he becomes the most expensive stopper in the history of the beautiful game. A price tag that will come with a lot of pressure and expectation. Last season, Liverpool conceded 38 goals, the third lowest in the league. But that was still 10 more than United let in second place, proving that by upgrading their keeper, they could become serious title contenders. Thank you for watching. That was 5 newcomers to the Premier League. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed that, remember to check out all of our other fabulous content. And don't forget to like and subscribe.